It's the NBL Final Series featuring the team that finished second on the ladder in the regular season, the Adelaide 36ers, who have the best record at home in the land at 13-1, going up against the Melbourne Tigers, one of the best road teams in the competition. Hi, everybody. I'm Steve Carfino, joined by Adelaide's all-time leading scorer, Brett Maher. These two teams have seen a lot of each other in the regular season towards the end.
Yeah, they've battled it out, and they're very evenly matched, so we should be in for a great game tonight. Adelaide led the series 3-1 through the regular season, but final series is different.
And this is how it's gone down. First in Melbourne, the Tigers getting the Adelaide 36ers, and then coming back to Adelaide, it was a close one between the 36ers and the Tigers. You see these teams are evenly matched. They can put some points on the board, and this is the history that they've had. We're looking for a very good one between these teams. Probably a high-scoring game. The Adelaide 36ers want that, and the Melbourne Tigers want tempo.
Yeah, they want to get it out and run, and Melbourne have to stop that running game of Adelaide. We see that game over at Hyacinth, which is a key one for Adelaide to win again when they play again on Sunday. But this should be a great one here in Adelaide today.
Yeah, good crowd here, expecting a high-tempo game. Let's check out the starting fives first for the 36ers.
Yeah, we'll see Adam Gibson come back into the lineup for Adelaide, so that'll be a big injection with Gary Irvin. Brendan Tees in the 3 spot, Anthony Petrie in the 4, and the ever-consistent Daniel Johnson in the 5.
And for the Melbourne Tigers, it'd be important for them to start off well. They got one of the best point guards in the competition, doing a great job of it, throwing out the assists to his teammates. And Tomlinson, Golding, of course, is the hot shooting scorer. Lucas Walker comes into the lineup. He starts. They need his energy on the glass. Morrison's at the center, and Mark Worthington, who has had some big games for the 36ers here.
Yeah, definitely the game on Sunday. The big guys dominated. We'll see if the little guys can take over in this one.
All right, Brett Maher's 36ers and Andrew Gaze's Melbourne Tigers. Semi-final action from the Adelaide Arena.
Joey Wright at Adelaide Arena. Joey, how are you going to cope with the increased intensity in this game coming into finals basketball?
Well, we try to prepare for this every day. We work hard in training so we can come out and play these games.
So, well, good luck with this one. We wish you all the best. Should be a great game.
We said hello, Mom and Dad.
Thanks, Joey.
Joey Wright. He must feel relaxed. Normally he gives you nothing on an interview, and have a little shout out to his mom and dad. Very big for him. Looked very calm and relaxed in his coach's room, which is right next to where Brett Maher and I get changed. So Adelaide feeling very comfortable and relaxed from the coaching staff. And we're about to get underway from Adelaide Arena, and Adelaide get the first possession, get a touch, and Petrie will go to the glass as he attacks Mark Worthington. Didn't do a whole lot wrong trying to contend that shot. So Petrie goes to the line, and this is probably a good opportunity, Brett, to talk about how Mark Worthington has played very well in this building. But it's a little different going up against the trio of bigs for Adelaide now.
Yeah, Steve, I guess the history with Adelaide is that we haven't been over the years all that strong defensively in the 4-man department. So where those come up against guys that are very good offensively but not so good at the defensive end. But this team that Adelaide's putting on the court, they've got Petrie, they've got BJ Anthony, they've got a lot of different guys they can throw at him in that 4 spot, and we haven't seen any real big scoring games from him in the last couple this year.
Tigers up front. Tomlinson to Worthington from the corner. He's short. Petrie just hanging on to Morrison as he attempted that offensive rebound.
I think Morrison's going to be a big key today. We saw the highlights from Sunday's game where Daniel Johnson and Luke Schenscher played very well. So he's going to have to work hard at the defensive end, but he was also a big factor at the offensive end in that game as well.
Tomlinson might have missed Walker. This time he gets Worthington. His little medium range J is good. Tigers on the board.
Adelaide will be looking to really push that tempo again today. No team's really been able to stop them here in Adelaide when they get out into the open court. Melbourne hasn't as yet. We'll see if they can slow them down today.
Fouls on Morrison. That's always going to be a tough cover for him. And as he's got that three-point range, put it on the floor as well. Petrie backing down a smaller Golding. Fall-away jump shot is good.
Not bad defense there from Golding. He couldn't do much else. He's obviously undersized against Petrie. Petrie backed him down. That fadeaway jump is going to be tough to stop. As we see Golding, he's ready to go tonight. You can just tell in warm-ups he had that look about him. He was up and about, ready to go.
Gary Irvin, he looked pretty good in warm-ups as well. He's got the ability to weave through traffic. And that strong, muscular body can take the contact. Golding with another bomb. Hello. Wow.
Oh, he's ready tonight. That was from range. Just stepped into it. Adelaide is going to have to really get out on him today.
Petrie down low. That matchup we're talking about. Squirts out. Offensive rebound from Johnson.
I wouldn't be too displeased with that call if I was Melbourne. I think if DJ had caught that, it was going to be a guaranteed two. So not a bad call there for Melbourne. Adelaide will get the ball back underneath.
It was good foul before he got into the shooting motion. Adelaide with a very good baseline out of bounds. Results in points for them. That's off the back of the iron. Worthington pulls it down to Tomlinson. Here comes the hot shooting Golding in rhythm. Bang!
Wow, he is hot. He is hot and ready to go today. That's three in a row for Golding. He's on fire.
And he wasn't picked up early in transition. He was on the opposite side of the floor and ran to the ball.
And he is seeking the ball out at the moment, which is a good sign for Melbourne. He is ready to go.
Tease lines up his three ball, getting more and more confident with it. And Gary Irvin did a good job on Golding last time they played.
Yeah, and he really wanted that matchup today. When we spoke to him in the sideline interview, he was real keen to get that matchup. Gibson back into the team as well. He wants that matchup. He's got the history there with Golding as well and figures that he could possibly get inside Golding's head.
I don't think so. I think he's a different player from when they matched up and they were teammates at the Gold Coast. Catch and shoot for Golding is another one. It is just money. Rhys Golding has got 11 points already on 4 of 4 shooting.
What Adelaide have to do is really take it to him at the offensive end. Make him get tired so that he can't just get into his stride at the offensive end. They've got to work him out on the D as well. Try and tire him out as he gets another near 2 points. Good back cut there by Golding.
That's probably his easiest shot of the game. Johnson from the jam. Some poor transition defense from the Melbourne Tigers. And although Golding's been on fire, we got a tie ball game at 13. Walker for 3. That's good.
Ooh, the shooting is phenomenal at the start of this one. Not too many missed shots so far.
Both teams blistering from the field. 71 and 75%. Gibson, his 3 ball. That's off the back of the iron. Tomlinson kicks it ahead to Walker. His Euro step and left-hander just gets over the front of the rim. We're seeing some high-quality basketball here.
Good sign for Melbourne too. They're able to get it out into the open court. They're running it straight back at Adelaide. Adelaide's defense struggling to cope with it and can't get back for another easy 2 for the Melbourne Tigers.
Golding's on 13 of 5 of 6 shooting. Gibson. His dribble penetration into the body of Lucas Walker did a pretty good job of sliding his feet at an attempt to get over. And Adelaide will go to the bench to inject some more speed in Jason Kadee and some more size in Luke Schenscher.
Yeah, look, Adelaide just have to pick the ball up earlier. They're getting reasonable shots at the offensive end, but no one's slowing the ball handler down. They're able to just kick it ahead, and they're having 3-on-1, 4-on-1 opportunities, which most teams are going to score.
Gibson Good pump fake. Uses his strength to move out Nate Tomlinson.
Melbourne have got off to an absolute flyer. They're able to do what they want at the moment. They're really working their offense. Get it inside to Morrison for a nice dunk. Great screen and roll play too, well executed.
Super patience by Nate Tomlinson. And he has done a great job of quarterbacking the Melbourne Tigers. Shencher is double teamed, kicks out of that. Kadee back into Shencher. His hook shot won't count. I didn't see the call.
Called a travel on that one. They said that Luke Shencher shuffled his feet. Couldn't quite see it. We had a couple of people in the way from this angle, but he's going to be a focus tonight. He's played very well in the head-to-head games between these two teams.
Tomlinson gets a little impatient. Shoots a quick three from range. Gibson bounce pass is lost by Petrie. Walker to Tomlinson. Good pass to Walker. Excellent pass to Worthington, who can't finish it off.
Well, they'll rue that one. I think a nice easy lay-in, missed opportunity there, but I'm really impressed by the way Melbourne are just getting the ball and running. They're playing Adelaide's game style here and doing a better job of it at the start of this game.
Hand check and foul on Chris Golding, and that'll be about the only way you can defend him on the other end of the floor. Like you said, make him play some D. Here's a hand check. See that arm bar just for a split second. But that's enough. Timeout. As both of these teams have come out on fire. 36ers, 6 of 9 from the field at, of course, 66%. And the Melbourne Tigers, 9 of 13. So they've gotten off 4 more shots than the Adelaide 36ers. But, man, what a performance.
8 assists to 3 is, I think, a telling stat, too. Not only have they done it in the open court, but they've had some great screen and rolls. They've read the play well, got it down low for, as we saw one of those last plays, Morrison getting the dunk. I think they're executing extremely well at the offensive end.
All right, join the conversation. NBL Finals on Twitter. That's the hashtag you can read. Go ahead, follow the bouncing ball. I know everything on Twitter anyway. Well, Joey Wright, when you're playing against a team that's playing like that, you just got to weather the storm.
You do. They can't keep up. Surely cannot keep up this exhibition of shooting they've showed, or you've just got to keep making them take tougher shots. They've been able to get out in the open court. They need to get them back into the half-court game, make them shoot over a hand, tough shots, which Golding's hitting anyway at the moment, but you can't keep on doing that, you would think.
Well, only down 7, really. Mark Worthington misses a layup. Golding misses. It wasn't an easy layup, but the way he's playing, you wouldn't expect him to miss those anytime. So Adelaide could be, 4 more points that they could be down. And Adelaide's playing well, too. I mean, they're shooting the basketball at 66%.
There's not too many games you're shooting the ball at 66% this early in the game and you're down. So it all comes down to the defensive end. Both teams can probably just pick it up a little bit at that end, but both teams are executing very well.
Ballinger, that's his shot from the baseline. Melbourne are on fire.
I spoke to both coaches, Steve, before the game and said, look, normally you get your regular performances from your superstars in this sort of format in a final series. Who could be your X factor? And that was who Chris Anstey said, that Adam Ballinger loves coming to this gym. He's played here before, 4-time MVP with the Adelaide 36ers. Thinks that he could play very well here today. So he's come out very confident.
Tomlinson just leading Chris Golding. Golding too much, but he makes a heads-up play, and they get it back. Ballinger, he likes that matchup with him and Shencher. Tomlinson, there's the mismatch. Ballinger from the baseline, that's his bread and butter.
They've all come out ready to go tonight. We just see a marked improvement in the intensity that they've come out with, and they're all ready to go, which goes to show the way they're shooting. They're switched on tonight.
And again, Adelaide are doing nothing wrong on the offensive end of the floor. That's 7 of 11 from the field, 50% outside the three-point line. Worthington just moves down the defense. And we're going to go the other way. I don't think he really needed to either.
just dipping that shoulder, wasn't it? That's the key factor. If he'd stayed a bit more upright, probably wouldn't have got the call against him. But anytime you dip that shoulder down into the opponent, it just draws attention to it. It doesn't look good.
Well, he'll have a seat. Tommy Greer comes in for him.
Gary Irvin back into the game as well. He's played very well head-to-head against Melbourne, averaging 19.5 points against Melbourne.
Tomlinson. Walker turning the corner. That'll count if it goes. He'll go to the foul line for a deuce.
He was winding up there too. I thought we were going to see a highlight reel on its way there, but a little nudge on his way got him off balance.
Tomlinson drawing 3 defenders.
And look, that's what Tomlinson's done a great job of all year, leading the league in assists, around 5 assists a game this year. He has to be one of the most improved players in the league. I think he could be upset if he doesn't win that this year. He's just shown market improvement, and to lead the league in assists, he's doing a great job getting the ball to his shooters.
Ball squirts loose, goes to Gary Irvin. Walker not able to get the free throws. Carter catch and shoot from the corner. Yeah, he's feeling it too. He did not hesitate.
He was ready to go. He had his feet set, ready to catch and shoot, and the defense has to be aware of that. Know when a guy's looking to shoot, know when he's on fire, and you've got to get out to him. Adelaide doing a better job on Golding here. They've put Carter onto him, and he seems to be enjoying that matchup.
Very good defender is Rhys Carter. He'll be giving away some size in that matchup with Golding.
He's that sort of niggling defender as well. Someone that can put you off your game when you're in a bit of a groove, because he just gets right up into your grill and puts you off. Wow.
There was only 3 seconds left on the shot clock. I had to double check. I know he's hot, but my goodness.
I guess when you're 3 of 3 too, there's always that heat check factor. You got to get that one extra one up just to make sure.
Luke Schencher, just that height for when somebody gets in his path, that elbow is sending some chin music.
Yeah, smart move by Adelaide too. Melbourne's gone with a smaller lineup on the court. They got Ballinger and Walker on in their 4-5 men, so they are small. However, Walker is athletic, but they need to start looking at Schencher down low. He's been very, very good against Melbourne, shooting the ball at 72% against Melbourne coming into this game.
Schencher gets his second one. And without Jared Fry in the lineup and Rhys Carter in, that makes Adelaide a better free throw shooting team.
Just a much better shooting team in general. Fry shot the free throws at under 20% from three-point line. Is in the, I think, under 20 as well. Whereas Carter, since he's come in, has shot the ball reasonably well, but just gives him that extra avenue.
That'll count.
Oh. Tough finish there. Tough finish. Took the bump. Bounced off. Threw it up there. If it's in the air, it's got a chance. That's what I always used to say.
Man, I don't know what Chris Golding did wrong defensively. He was there the whole time.
Looked like he had pretty good position there, didn't it?
He had position for 3 seconds. I know there was contact, but he was still the whole time. He had his hands in. And that's why Gary Irvin was saying that's on 4-3. Because you want him out of the game.
That's a big foul, isn't it? 2 fouls already on Golding. Adelaide should keep attacking him, see if they can get him on 3 or 4 quick fouls and get him out of the game.
Tomlinson handed it off to Golding. Got Carter on him.
Good defense by Carter.
Walker was already hit a 3. That one rims out. Melbourne looking stagnant on the offensive end. Carter with a bomb. Wow.
Woo, he's ready to go. He had the high knee lift on the way back. He is set for a big one.
Tigers get it through hands. The 36ers have scored 15 points in 2 minutes and 24 seconds. Ballinger tries to plug up the leaky boat and can't. The ball goes the other direction. That rims out. A very soft shot by Bellinger, but it's been all one-way traffic for the 36ers.
A little bit of difference in the defense there. Ballinger was put under a little bit more pressure. He had Mitch Creek flying across at him and just a few other dimensions. Rather than just getting a spot up and take that open shot, he had a little bit of pressure. May have been the difference.
Carter. His finger rolls off the mark. Greer to Tomlinson.
Once again, these guys are hitting some really tough ones. They get a little layup. I don't think it's expecting it to be quite so open as we see Greer take another three. These guys are bombing up the threes here in this game.
Maybe not the one they wanted. Irvin. Little ankle breaker action. He throws it away. Golden with a heads-up play. They need a good shot. It's been a few possessions where they haven't gotten exactly what they want. Good shot by Bellinger, just rimmed out. Golding creates a bit of space.
That's really good D there by Rhys Carter, and Adelaide will get the last shot with 10 seconds to go in the quarter.
31-point quarter for Adelaide, and a shot at some more. Irvin for three.
Oh!
Off the mark, and that'll end a very potent first quarter by both of these teams. Melbourne Tigers started off quickly, but Adelaide had the last answer, 31-26. Welcome back to Adelaide Arena. You're watching the NBL Finals Series live on the 10 Network. And great to see all that action live, especially when the games are being played like this.
Yeah, great start by both teams, really. Melbourne got out to a fantastic start. I'm surprised Adelaide are in the lead because Melbourne shot it unbelievably well at the start of that quarter. Adelaide just hung on, like we said, got on a bit of a roll. And we're talking about possible X factors. Rhys Carter, hasn't he stepped up so far? 9 points already in that first quarter.
Oh, you're dead right. And he was the one who probably did the best job on Chris Golding once he's hot. And as you know, once a guy is hot, normally it's too late. Petrie kind of shuffled the feet a little bit, got away with that. Here come Melbourne.
It's the worst matchup to getting shifted onto someone that's boiling hot because they are literally going to score on anyone. It doesn't matter who's guarding them, but really hard to shut down.
Tomlinson gets the screen, looking for the roller. Ballinger back to Tomlinson. Good feed down low to Morrison. He's fouled, can't get the roll. Good patience by the Melbourne Tigers. When you're playing against a team as hot as the 36ers are, and they want that transition, and you've got Morrison down on the block, you might want to get it through a few sets of hands.
Yeah, that screen and roll is working really well between Tomlinson and Morrison. They're playing that well. They're causing a switch, and Irvin's ending up down on Morrison, and he's not doing a great job of fronting the ball, so they're able to get the ball into him, and that's all over once Morrison catches it that close to the basket with Irvin on his back. They've got to come across and foul, or it's a guaranteed 2 points for Morrison.
And Tomlinson shooting the basketball well enough to where you just can't go way below that screen. Really improved on that area of his game. Gibson loses the handle right to Tomlinson. He's got numbers. Rhys Carter with the block. And Farrakhan off the foot.
That's a huge play by Carter. Near guaranteed 2 points from Melbourne. They had a 2-3-on-1. Carter just timing that block exceptionally well as we see him come in out of screen, and a little bit of incidental contact afterwards, but great pressure and recovery there by Carter.
I thought he should have just dumped it off to Farrakhan. 2-on-1 fast break. Defense commits to you, dump it off. Gibson with a floater. There are a lot of big game players playing tonight.
Yeah, Adam Gibson, and he was the question mark coming into this game, whether his foot was going to be able to hold up under this sort of intensity and pressure, but he seems to be enjoying it out there.
Pass to Morris, and he loses the handle because it was tipped out of bounds. Again, Tomlinson looking to screen and roll with Morrison. Farrakhan hasn't gotten an opportunity to roll. A little step back jump shot, fall aways off the back of the iron. Petrie with the long rebound. Gibson. His jump shot from the baseline rims around Rhys Carter.
Carter again.
And jacks up the shot. Rhys Carter has come to play. Game 1 of the semifinals here in Adelaide. He has got his game face on. Rhys Carter shooting, playing D, rebounding. Adelaide getting a punch from off the bench from number 15. We'll be back right after this short break. Welcome back to Adelaide Arena. Brent Marcourt, and Brent, you have seen X Factors in a final series before in the form of Rupert Sapwell. Tell me all about it.
Well, I remember playing West Sydney. Rupert Sapwell had 18 points off the bench in the first half of a grand final series, and that's the difference. That's the sort of performances that win finals games. We've seen Rhys Carter here, 4 of 4 from behind the arc and 4 of 5 on the night. He is absolutely on fire. He's out and about. He is going well.
Sure is. And as we mentioned, he's had that tough assignment on Chris Golding, and he is a X factor on the defensive end. Anybody is very weary of him on any type of crossover dribble. He's a very good rebounder for his guard position. Just kind of sniffs out. He's a very good athlete. And of course, one of the best in the business. We've always talked about Damian Martin being able to time block shots. Rhys Carter's very good at that too.
Yeah, he's very good at that. And this doesn't surprise me in a way, because Rhys Carter, as we've said all through the season, there's not a shot that he doesn't like. He does like to shoot it. So he has the potential. He has that scoring mentality coming into the game, and anyone can catch fire. He's caught fire tonight, and it's great to watch someone when they're shooting the ball like this.
Well, the Melbourne Tigers shooting it at 52% from the field and 50% outside the three-point line. They don't have any turnovers, and they're down.
It has been a great offensive game. It's offensively dominated, and I can't question the defense too much, because the defense has been okay, but the offense is just executing well in the half court, and both teams are getting out on the break.
And it's very difficult to guard a team that is really spreading it across the board. Of course, Rhys Carter has been phenomenal here in the early stages in double figures, but look down the line. You got Adam Gibson with 4. Jason Cadiz got 1. Tease has got 5. Gary Irvin's got 2. Petrie's got 4. Mitch Creek's got 5. I mean, everyone's coming in, and they're playing well. It's very difficult to guard a team that has just got so many weapons.
I think we're going to look forward to Daniel Johnson getting involved as well. He only has 2 on that great dunk that he had in the open court, but he is one that has done exceptionally well against the Melbourne Tigers. He's been averaging 22 points against them, which is above his season average, and shooting it at a good clip as well, at 60%. So we look forward to seeing him get more involved in this game as it progresses.
36ers extended defense gave the Tigers a little bit of trouble. Owen Odyssey from the three-point line, and he has been thrown in the ball game normally to play some good defense, but he did not hesitate outside the arc. Both teams just blistering from the land of plenty.
And that's the bonus of the game on Sunday. Adelaide were giving Odyssey wide open three-point shots. Odyssey was starting to get his eye in towards the end of that game. He hit a couple on Sunday, and so it doesn't surprise me he's coming out here with a bit of confidence to step into his three.
And Melbourne Tigers trying to come up with those rebounds. Morrison out of position on that one. Fouls Petrie Johnson back into the game. And you know, when your team's playing this well, you can't wait to get back out on the court. Gibson catch and shoot, and that's good.
Always tough to know when to sub someone out of the game too. When Rhys Carter's this hot, you just want to keep him going, but you also want to save him a little bit for the rest of the game and hope that he can come back in and keep that fire going.
Another great screen and roll with Morrison. I thought a good no call too. Petrie with a tough shot over Worthington. Great hustle from Tease. The reverse layup doesn't go. Irvin on the floor to Johnson. There's contact. And Morrison will pick up that foul, and that'll be an automatic run to the bench as you get another look at it. Golding back into the game, as well as Ballinger. Farrakhan goes out with Morrison, who's in foul trouble.
Yeah, T's missing that little sitter underneath the bucket. He'll be ruining that one after the game, but a good follow-up there. Good little pass by Gary Irvin to DJ, rolling in through the lane. He'll probably knock both of these down. Adelaide doing a good job of getting Melbourne's superstars in foul trouble. They've got Worthington on 2, Golding on 2, and now Morrison on 3. So they're doing a good job of attacking those guys at the offensive end.
Well, it doesn't get any easier for Golding. He's got Adam Gibson on him now after Rhys Carter did such a good job on him. Now he's got the mismatch. Audigy again, catch and shoot from the baseline. This time he's way off the mark. Irvin. Pull-up jump shot. That's good.
Nice patience there from Irvin too. On occasions he's gone in a bullet a game through the season and the shot's dried up. He just took his time on that one. A lot of patience. The shot opened up for him at the top of the key and nailed it, as we see Adam Gibson. I think he was a little frustrated about his last defensive effort where he caught one in the cheek and then got a good bump from Wortho. He wanted to just put a bit of physical presence on that last play.
Well, that's something that you're going to get when Adam Gibson is guarding you. He will take on the physical challenge. Tomlinson looking for Golding. Hands in as Gibson. And that's where Golding's tough. If you got those hands in there, he rips through your arms. We'll get another look here. Rips through that lead arm. A la Kobe Bryant. He's about the best in the business at doing that. Gary Irvin will take a seat. In comes Jason Kadee.
2 quick fouls on Gibson too. Nice pass.
Worthington misses another one. Gibson down to Petrie. He loses a handle. Tomlinson, he's got numbers. To Ballinger. Tough catch, and he's able to put it in. 36ers with 6 turnovers. Tigers yet to commit one.
Yeah, nice pass there by Tomlinson, just out of the corner of his eye. Saw Ballinger, who's great pickup there on the run to be able to catch that and have such soft touch.
And Daniel Johnson on the offensive board just clearing out with that left arm. Crowd yelling, you missed the first one. Guy must be real loud behind me for me to hear that. I got my earphones on. It's very clear. These referees doing a good job of not listening, staying focused. What a game. Both teams shooting in the mid-50s from the field. Tomlinson gets the mismatch. There's Ballinger down low with Kadee on it.
Not a bad strategy going under that screen on Tomlinson. Tough shot over the outstretched Luke Shenja. He was only shooting the ball at 29% coming into this game, but not bad from three-point line at 40%. So big shot there by Nate Tomlinson.
Johnson just giving it a little extra oomph at the end of that shot. Get it over the front of the rim. Walker taking it down to Worthington. Ballinger, that's his bread and butter, and he splashes that one.
Just can't afford to give Ballinger that much room. 15 feet away. He's not going to miss that.
There's a shooting percentage, as I mentioned, in the mid-50s. Kadee with a good catch, looking for a teammate. Johnson again for the same spot, same result. Daniel Johnson. Who do you guard? Rhys Carter erupts for 12 in the first quarter. Now, Daniel Johnson in the double figures. Golding with a tough shot that rims out. It's loose. Eventually gets to Gibson. Skips it to Kadee. In rhythm for 3.
Look good
off
too.
The back of the iron.
We were right behind that one, weren't we? That looked good out of the hand. What Adelaide need to do, they need to get back into that running game. Tomlinson again from 3. No
runs down his own shot on the opposite side of the floor. Crowd wanted a charge is Golding. Gets it to Ballinger. And a tough bank shot over a 7'2" arm of Luke Schenscher.
Well, good call by Chris Anstey. Adam Ballinger, 10 points, 5 of 6. All good shots too, all within that 15-foot range. Just getting open, spotting up, knocking the shots down.
Over the top to Johnson. He throws it off of the leg of Lucas Walker. Timeout to the Melbourne Tigers, and they'll try and discuss how they are losing in a game where they're shooting 55% from the field, just under 50 outside the three-point line, and no turnovers.
Wouldn't see that too often, Steve. Not when you're shooting that percentage and no turnovers. Normally, if you've had 10, 12 turnovers, you might think that. 15 assists, too. 15 assists to 11. They're leading that count. Probably the rebounding is the area that's letting them down. It's 9 rebounds to Adelaide 17. They've got to block out a little bit better, but that's the only area they can probably pick up statistically.
Well, I'm sure that this will be a good game, too. The one it's featuring on the screen right now. The Perth Wildcats, of course, top of the ladder in the regular season, going up against the hottest team in the country, the Wollongong Hawks. 7 of their last 8 to make it into the Final Four. What an effort by Gordy McLeod and the Wollongong Hawks this year.
They have been amazing. Halfway through the season, everyone had written them off. To see them win 8 out of their last 9, or that streak that they got on coming into the finals, they are such a danger team in this finals. It's ridiculous. They're so hard to beat in front of a packed house down in Wollongong, and it's going to be live from Perth. It's great.
Oh, they were just incredible against the Sydney Kings to seal their position in the postseason. Oscar Foreman and, of course, Rodney Clark put on a shooting clinic. Kadee to Tease. That's off the back of the iron. They skip it ahead to Worthington. And he misses the layup. But he was fouled.
Looked pretty clean to me. Tease did a great job. The ball got put over his head. It's really hard to stop from that position, especially someone like Wertho on the break.
And I know he's fouled and he's going to the line, but those are normally plays he would just gobble up.
He's missed a couple of opportunities that you would normally think Wertho would make. He's normally very, very reliable close to the bucket like that, and he's just missed a couple tonight. So we'll see if he can pick that up as we go on.
Good players can get it going in just about any area. He misses his second one, but often you'll see a guy who is struggling get himself to the foul line, and then away he goes. But Adelaide have had all the answers. Tough pass to catch was Tease. Right into the hands of Golding. He gets all the way to the rim. Tough shot. Going the other direction.
Not bad defense there. It's real tough to stop someone coming at you that fast, but they just stayed away from him, put him under pressure, had to finish tough with his left, couldn't have the soft touch off the glass.
And that's the type of defense you want. Don't foul a guy who is going to take a super tough shot, and sometimes you have to question what is a tough shot to Chris Golding because he makes so many of them. But that would have been a very difficult shot for him to make. Moving full speed, left hand, no angle off the glass, and spin it in.
And conversely, at the other end, Tease, when he gets it under there, just has to be a little bit stronger and not turn that ball over. And the other guys on the Adelaide team have to work to get it into open spots and give him an easy outlet pass. He was stuck under the basket. He needs to have some options.
Once again, join us on Twitter in that conversation, hashtag NBL Finals. And they are upon us after a long wait. And boy, it was such a dogfight for the 4th position. We had been keeping our eye on the 3rd and 4th position for quite some time. Of course, Cairns, Sydney, New Zealand for a little while. The Melbourne Tigers were in. They pretty much solidified their position in the 3rd spot with about 3-4 weeks to go, and then that 4th spot, Wollongong. What an effort to get in.
It's been a great build-up to this final series. I'm really looking forward to both in these final series going head-to-head. I mean, a lot of people at this stage, when I speak to them, are tipping that Perth can win in 2. Everyone's underestimated Wollongong all year long, and I can't do it at this stage. I think it's going to go to 3 as well as this series. I think both series will go to 3, and it's going to be a real interesting finish.
Great cut by Brendan Tees. I think he's starting to really feel comfortable in that role. If you play off him, he's quick to be aggressive. Worthington with Tees on him.
Adelaide with 4 fairly small guys. They're running pretty much a switching man-to-man defense here. The only big out there at the moment is big Luke Shencher. So we see a tough 1-foot jumper from Wertho.
And you know what? He didn't really have much of a choice, and sometimes that's exactly what a guy needs to, nobody's questioning a shot if he misses it. He's able to get his confidence going. Irvin for 3. And I watched him make about 200 of those before the game.
Yeah, he came in twice today for extra shooting sessions. He's looked really good. A lot of people try and, I guess if you're going to give him anything, give him the 3, but because he is so quick at getting to the basket, but he can knock that down.
He'd want to shoot it like that too, because he walked into the gym with sunglasses on and it was dark. Offensive rebound by the Tigers. Golding. Thought he might have dragged that pivot foot. Ballinger misses one from mid-range that he would normally get.
Adelaide getting let off the hook on that one. Melbourne getting a couple of offensive boards and some relatively easy opportunities. There was one Ballinger wouldn't normally miss. Irvin getting fouled on that rebound.
The way the 36ers have played, probably the only blemish has been the 7 turnovers by Adelaide.
You always run the risk of that too. When you are a fast-breaking team, you're getting it out a lot. You push that envelope constantly about good decisions on the break, and you do have that chance of racking up those turnovers. Tees, that's a tough floater going left.
Almost got it to drop. And really, like you say, 7 turnovers, it really isn't that bad, especially if you're attacking the rim like that and you are wiping the glass clean with a 6-rebound advantage for the 36ers. Looking for Golding. He's got Carter all over him. Ball's knocked loose. Got to be careful he doesn't pick up a foul. Irvin, catch and shoot for 3. Is pulled down by Worthington, and the 36ers with an awesome first half by their starters, and of course an injection of Rhys Carter coming off the bench for 12 points in the first quarter at a high rate. Brett Maher has the hot man right now.
Rhys, great first half by you. Came out ready to go, dropped in some 3s, but you also taking a tough matchup. You look like you're enjoying that as well, Goulding.
Yeah, definitely. He got off to a hot start. I mean, 11 points in the first few minutes. I just saw it as my job to come in and just wear him, just not give him anything. Got a couple of hands on his shot and kept him out of his game a little bit. Slowed him down, and lucky to get a few falls at the other end. But we turned it on after that first few minutes. We came out maybe a bit sluggish, couldn't find him, and then we just turned on our D a bit better.
Are you surprised at the pace of this game? Both games offensively are playing very good games.
Yeah, I mean, that's our game. We play up tempo and we want to push it, but they came out the same way. They came out running in transition, 10, 12 trans points in the first quarter. Like I said, not really good enough from us, but we turned it up in the second and late in the first, and I think we're on track now. Well,
great first half for you. Keep it going the second half. Wish you all the best.
Thanks, Muzzy.
We'll see you just after this little break at halftime. We'll be back.
Talking about fresh, we're talking about less. All those things that the lifestyle does. Stacking cheddar, chopping fat. If you see my ex, throw the bitch on sweat.
Well, we're seeing the best of the best, and they're playing their best basketball as both of these teams shooting it at a great rate as we're here in the final series. Adelaide Arena, and the 36ers are pouring it on with a 7-point lead over the Melbourne Tigers, who feel probably a little unfortunate that they're down by 7 points playing as well as they have.
Yeah, both teams have come out. I think Melbourne in the first quarter were unbelievable. Adelaide got themselves back into the lead then and have just maintained it, doing a great job.
sure has. Let's check out the numbers. As we said, both teams shooting it at a good rate. The Melbourne Tigers down, shooting it from the field at 50% at 19 of 38 and 6 of 13. Very respectable outside the three-point line. Only 2 of 6 from the foul line. Adelaide taking care of business at the foul line as well as at the field in the three-point shots. And also, Brent, like you said, in the rebound count, that's probably been the difference. A 6-rebound advantage for the 36ers, shooting it at a superior percentage as well.
The problem is that there hasn't been that many rebounds in the game because so many shots have gone in. So we'll see if Melbourne can pick that up and maybe just slow Adelaide down in the open court to get themselves back into this one.
Well, the hot shooting, Chris Golding coming out, and like Rhys Carter said, did a great job of knocking down the shots, but Adelaide didn't do a great job of locating him, especially in transition.
Yeah, they picked that up in the second quarter. They were able to take him out of the game, but he did get rested a bit in that second quarter as well, so he should be pretty fresh coming into this third.
And Adelaide have a number of players that want to take on that challenge, and I know that Chris Golding had a big number in the first half by mere mortals, but he went a bit dry, and credit the 36ers for addressing that issue, making him shoot tough shots the whole time.
Yeah, well, Adelaide started Gibson on him, then they moved to Irvin on him, and then Carter on him, so they've certainly tried some different avenues to stop him, and they may have come up with a formula because he did slow down a little bit.
All right, well, throughout Network 10, the final series is live, and there's some great basketball, of course, with 4 teams that are in the final series, the series that you're watching right here. And then tomorrow night in Perth, it is the Perth Wildcats taking on the hot-shooting Wollongong Hawks. And then on Sunday, Game 2, Adelaide taking on the Melbourne Tigers at Hisense Arena. So Game 2 goes to Melbourne. And then Sunday's game, those games are back-to-back, of course, so you can check out the basketball live, Wollongong, Perth. And then Game 3, if required, Adelaide taking on the Melbourne Tigers on Tuesday. And also those back-to-back games, the Perth Wildcats going up against the Wollongong Hawks for Game 3 if it is required. And I hope all of those games, well, I should say both of those games are required to go 3, because I think that these are 2 very evenly matched series.
Yeah, I think in both of them they're very evenly matched, and as I said, I'd be very surprised if both series don't go to 3 because they are so close, and this one has shown all but that in the first half.
All right, not just Wollongong are believers. People all around the country are watching the hot-shoot Wollongong Hawks and hoping that baby goes to 3. But right here, we're in Adelaide, 36ers playing a dominant performance against the Melbourne Tigers. Welcome back. It's the final series, Adelaide Arena. 36ers taking on the Tigers. Brett Mars on the sideline.
Yeah, I'm here with Chris Anstey. Chris, you shot the ball well. You did really well with turnovers. What do you have to do to get back into this in the second half?
Look, they shot the ball very well as well. I think we gave them too many uncontested looks, and we became too perimeter at periods of time, especially when they went small. So we've got to attack the front of the rim with post touches and dribble penetration and not just settle for jump shots.
Yeah, well, good luck with that in the second half. Wish you the best.
Right on the money, of course. 36ers defensive pressure probably had something to do with the fact that the Tigers were settling for perimeter shots, but that is what these coaches do very well, get their team to make the adjustments and come out and have a different game plan here in the third quarter, and we're just about to go underway. The alternating possessions in favor of the 36ers, and we are underway. 7-point lead for Adelaide as they try and draw first blood in Game 1 of the final series.
I think, Steve, Chris was pretty spot on the money there. They did go a little bit perimeter orientated, and Adelaide did shoot the ball extremely well as well. So I think they know what they have to do to get it done in the second half. It's just whether they can execute and slow Adelaide down.
There's a late whistle on the charge, and the reason was because it was a charge, and they try and encourage the referees to let the play move on. But now he gets a shot at the offensive rebound. The defense is at a disadvantage. That's the right call. Charge going the other way.
Yeah, and good movement, good recognition there from Walker. He just read the play perfectly. Was there plenty of time, took it down the numbers. Makes it an easy call for the refs too.
And that's who the Melbourne Tigers have on the floor. And very important juncture of the game. Walker has a shot block by Daniel Johnson. Here come the 36ers in transition. They've got numbers. Tees with a tough shot. Never looked like missing, under control.
He is a different player now to what he was at the start of the season, coming off the bench in bit minutes, getting to start. He's relishing this opportunity. He just looks like a completely different player out here, full of confidence.
Golding kicks it to Walker, extra pass to Worthington. Good pressure. Brendan Tees ended up getting on him.
Yeah, good hand there and good recognition as well. A lot of players would have just ran straight out of Walker, but he realised Worthington was in the corner, a better shooter from three, and just shaded towards that, so he was able to recover, put good pressure on Worthington from three.
Shencher comes in for Daniel Johnson. Johnson not looking too happy about that. But he's picked up his third, and that's pretty much an automatic trip to the bench in the third quarter.
Melbourne just haven't done much wrong, have they? 9 points down, playing good basketball at the moment.
Tomlinson, another good feed into Morrison. Crowd don't like it. Shencher thought his hands were up straight.
Great patience at the offensive end there by Melbourne, and a really good seal by Morrison. All the big guys out there should watch how he gets that top foot over the top. Good seal on Shencher. Fans not happy with the replay.
Yeah, the entire crowd was looking up at the big screen. And Morrison gets one. And Tomlinson, just a great interior feeder from up there.
Makes it easy on the guards too. When the big guys really want the ball, they get that top foot over. Good seal. When you've got a good passer like Tomlinson there, he's going to hit it every time.
Gary Irvin, another catch and shoot delivered from his teammates. That's who Adelaide have out on the floor on the bottom of the screen.
Gary Irvin ready to play tonight. He's got 7. Let's make that 10 points on 4 of 7 shooting.
Walker jogging back before that one even went through. And like you said, Tigers have not done a whole lot wrong, and that's probably why they're only 7 points down to a team that has played pretty much flawless tonight. Tees, why not? He's done just about everything else.
These teams are not shy of getting it up tonight, especially from beyond the arc, as we see Tomlinson from beyond the arc. Everyone's getting into the act.
Irvin creates a bit of space. Petrie with the tip.
That's what Irvin did well there. He's able to draw that last defender to come over and try and block his shot, which opened up the lane for Petrie to get in for that nice tip in.
Good dish from Golding.
Tomlinson was wide open for the three, just second guessing after drawing iron on his last attempt, that one, and probably not a bad decision to get that penetration, draw the foul.
And it's his job to make sure that they get those post touches, and that's what Chris Anstey was talking to you about when you're able to talk to him before this quarter started. And if he doesn't do it, then his teammates definitely won't. Petrie with the steal to Irvin in the open court. Pull up jump shot.
Tough.
That's good.
Tough shot. That is real tough. Melbourne need to start getting the ball into Morrison. I think they can use their patience, work it around, get some good seals for him inside. He needs to see it because I think he can go to work in there on Shencher.
Golding wants a screen. He gets it. Tries to dump off the pass to Morrison. It was read by the 36ers. Petrie on a good pass from Tees. Morrison with the board.
Just overcooked that one on the break.
There's a block. Good aggressive move by Tomlinson. Saw Keys just a little bit out of position.
Just seeing Melbourne get a little bit erratic at the moment. They were so good with their turnovers in the first half. They're up to 3 now, which is great, but they've had 3 quick ones in a row, which have allowed Adelaide to get back into that open court game.
You know, the crowd was watching that replay as well, and it's a very educated crowd because when they watch Luke Schencher just put his hands up, they know the difference between a close one where they have a legitimate right and one that's maybe a 50-50 call.
It's always a tough one, and that call, especially big guys, they put their arms back up, but at some point in time, quite often they do lower them just so they get antsy about getting to the ball. And it normally is a foul when they try and stand upright, but that one was pretty close.
And it is, in real time, so hard to see that they're moving their hands back in. Kept alive by Morrison, but Gary Irvin reads the play, gets it to Gibson. Gibson looking for the roller. Irvin's been hot. Woo! He continues.
They need to just keep using that up. Get the ball to Gary Irvin and let him play. He is on fire in this third term.
Both teams shooting it very well. Golding's off the back of the iron. He's out of rhythm. Here come the 36ers. Gibson trying to create some space for Gary Irvin. His floater short. Worthington tips it to his teammate Tomlinson. Worthington on a good seal, and he gets the layup over Gary Irvin in that mismatch.
Another good pass by Tomlinson in the open court. His vision is superb to see that mismatch of Gary Irvin down there trying to guard Mark Worthington.
Nate Tomlinson with 12 assists in the game. Skips it to Rhys Carter. He's off the mark, but he keeps it alive. He gets it to Golding.
Silly foul there by Luke Schencher. Didn't need a foul, and now Melbourne will walk the length of the court. Adelaide in foul trouble, get two easy ones, which could get Golding back into rhythm.
Nate Tomlinson just 2 of 7 from the field, but 12 assists. He's done a tremendous job of getting the basketball into the bigs.
Yeah, his vision is fantastic. He's coming down on the break, making good decisions in the half court, getting the ball into the bigs. He's having a great game, and that's, you don't have to score to influence a game, and 12 assists is unbelievable for a point guard.
And that is a silly foul, because look who you put on the line. Golding hasn't done much since those quick 11 points. And he gets 2 cheapies. He didn't like the look of that one. He's following his own shot.
He'll take it, though. And yeah, as you said, this could get him back into rhythm. The last thing Adelaide need when they're up 9 on a little bit of a roll, they need to keep him as cold as they can.
Creek puts it on the floor. One bounce dribble is an air ball. Walker. His 3-point shot is good. So after a foul by Schencher, Golding goes to the other line for 2 freebies, and then a 3-point shot by Lucas Walker, and the Melbourne Tigers have scored the last 7 points, and the momentum is swung.
Yeah, Adelaide are going to have to start respecting Walker from the 3-point line. He's knocked in a couple tonight. They're going to have to close him out a little bit harder and put him under a bit more pressure. They can't just keep giving him that wide open shot. He deserves it now.
And once again, don't miss the other series. Game 1 tomorrow night. The Perth Wildcats going up against Wollongong. And Wollongong hit more threes in that game against the Sydney Kings than any other team in the 40-minute format. I thought they were hot, but I didn't know they were that hot.
They were hot. Oscar Foreman on fire. Rodney Clark on fire. They have been great. Rhys Martin has been superb for them as well. He has really stepped up his game, especially the second half of the year. They've got a lot of avenues. Perth, everyone's just ticking the box for them, but they better watch out when Wollongong come to town.
Well, with Rhys Martin healthy and in the form that he's in, that means that they've got often 2 guards, one on either side of the floor, coming off of those on-ball screens, making plays.
And then when you've got someone like Oscar Foreman picking and popping, to try and guard that is very, very difficult.
And don't forget Tim Conrad, too. And he was knocking down shots as well in that huge win that they had over the Sydney Kings to put themselves into the playoffs. Schencher. to Irvin. Finally misses one.
Tough shot there too. Probably not the shot Adelaide wanted, even though Irvin's been hot. He had a hand right in his face from a foot or two outside from three. They just didn't seem to have much motion on that play as we see a turnover from Tomlinson.
Then Adelaide almost give it right back. Carter, his lefty is good. He's like a street baller. He can make something out of nothing.
Just weaving his way through there. He was on fire from three in that first half. He is looking to score.
Golding spinning.
Good defense.
A travel. Man, that wasn't a real confident call, was it?
I think he was more worried that Joey had just yelled out travel in his ear and he didn't want to have to call it just after Joey had yelled it at him. But that was really good defense by Rhys Carter, just sliding his feet.
Carter splits the D. He's fouled on Chris Golding.
Foul on Golding. That takes him to three. Morrison on three. This could spell a little bit of trouble. They certainly don't want those guys getting into foul trouble in this game.
There is the foul trouble. Tees on three, Johnson on three, and as you mentioned, Morrison on three, and Chris Golding. Carter with a bomb. That's an air ball. And he just shows a hand to the bench of the Adelaide 36ers.
It was a little apology hand, I think. As soon as it left, he realised that is not even close.
Now he's playing the D. On Golding. Tomlinson gets it into Morrison. Skip it to Walker. He puts it on the floor. Back to Tomlinson. Now he's wide open just before the shot clock expires. Not a bad possession for the Tigers.
I think a good possession by both teams. Melbourne used the ball really well, and Adelaide played pretty good defense. They had a good hand on that shot under pressure. They had Tomlinson shooting it, which is one of the guys they would want.
Foul occurs early. That was on Jason Kadee, just using that arm bar as Nate Tomlinson used the surprise attack. Looked like he was just going to slow it down and get into their half-court stuff.
You just didn't expect him to go, did you? He just looked like he was hesitating, going to pull it out. A quick reverse. He's at the line, though, for two.
Hard to fault a man, even if he misses a free throw when he's sitting on 12 assists with plenty more basketball to go. That's a lot of assists for a 40-minute game. Because if he gets it going, if he gets up around 20, Petrie, he looked like he walked. Good hands by Golding.
Yeah, still with 12 minutes to go in the game as well. There's a lot to play in this game. He could easily, Craig, if he keeps going at this pace, he'll be up around that 20 mark, which is a great game.
And he plays plenty of minutes. Tigers just cannot afford not to have him in the game. Schencher. His hook shot is long. Tomlinson runs it down. He's got no numbers.
Adelaide doing a much better job of picking up that first man with the ball, slowing Nate Tomlinson down there, but some good penetration by Walker. He's getting in through those gaps and causing some trouble for Adelaide as we see it narrowed now to a 7-point lead.
The fact that he's knocked a couple down has changed how they run at it. Creek missed his first one by a long shot. That one was a much better look. Tigers have numbers. Walker to Golding. Into Walker on the mismatch. Just backs down Kadee. Loses the handle.
Thought Adelaide probably should have sent someone running at that, because if he'd got his balance there, it was all over with Kadee trying to guard Walker down low. It's not going to happen. So we see a tough move there by Petrie. Nice rebound by Wertho.
Just under a minute and a half A minute and a half to go here in the third. Golden. Still got Carter all over him. He rips it through his jumper. It's short.
Carter's doing a great job defensively on Golding. Golding looking to be active offensively, but
Carter, I think he was looking past that. Fincher, with that size, picks up the offensive rebound. I think Carter might be on his way out. Even though I do think that was a pass.
Well, possibly a pass, but no one really wanted that rebound. Fincher just happened to step in there and pick it up, and then pretty hard foul there. It was good balance there by Fincher to be able to finish that one off.
And Adelaide just keep coming at you. Fincher picking up his third point. He's got 5 rebounds, and all the 36ers have made contributions in other areas other than just scoring, even though they've had a number of players impacting the board. The scoreboard, that is. Less than a minute to go here in the third. Tigers just trying to keep in touch and weather the storm of the great play of the 36ers. Ballinger, three-pointer is good.
Tough shot. I saw him lining up for that as the ball was on this side of the court. He was getting his feet set. He knew it was coming around to him. He'd had that good start in the first quarter. Stepped into it, even with Luke Fincher right there. Good shot by Ballinger.
Gary Irvin is feeling it because he kind of bobbled that catch and was out of rhythm and still drained that thing all net.
10-point lead to Adelaide. Melbourne will have the last shot here with 19 seconds to go, just winding the clock down.
Golding. His three-pointer is off the back of the iron. Fincher gets it to Gibson. And the finish. And they'll run out of time. As time expires, the 36ers haven't done anything wrong in 3/4 of play. 77-65 going into the fourth. We'll be back. Welcome back to Adelaide Arena. 36ers playing a flawless game. When I say flawless, of course there have been some mistakes, but not many. As a matter of fact, no turnovers for the 36ers in the third quarter, Brett.
Yeah, that's a big factor for them when they're pushing the ball that hard. And this is a man I expect to step up in this last quarter. He hasn't really found his groove tonight, but I expect Wortho to really pile on some points in this last one. Melbourne have gone with a really small, versatile lineup that they can switch a lot defensively. The problem is going to be guarding Luke Fincher down low. If Adelaide can get the ball into him, I can't see them with this lineup being able to stop him.
Worthington to Greer. Extra pass to Tomlinson. Good defense from Adelaide. A couple of guys a little hesitant, of course. Tommy Greer. He's taken one, missed it. So, of course, he's not looking to pull the trigger quickly. So good anticipation that he wasn't going to shoot that one and get to the next shooter.
The problem is that everyone works really hard through the offense to get someone open. Doesn't really matter who it is. That person has to be ready to shoot it, step into it confidently and knock the shot down. If you haven't shot it well from beyond the arc, then catch it a little bit closer. Catch it from 15 feet where you know you can knock it down, step into it and knock the shot from there.
Ballinger gets it to Tomlinson. Shot clock down to 5. Worthington's got to make a play. Ballinger can't get it from Fincher. Too much size. Here come the 36ers. Petrie working on a seal down low on Greer. Irvin to Petrie. Wide open outside the three-point line.
Petrie happy with that one. A good start for Adelaide in this last. They needed to get off to a good start. They started poorly in the last quarter on Sunday. Let Melbourne back into the game. See if they change it up this quarter.
Golding. The ladder rhythm on that one. Johnson got a piece of the ball as he was getting it up to the shooting pocket.
Good recognition there from Irvin, just pulling it out, getting it in down low, where Adelaide have a huge advantage with Daniel Johnson, 6'11", 7'2", Luke Genscher out on the court being guarded by your Mark Worthington and Adam Ballinger. Certainly mismatches down low.
Worthington just reaching in. Johnson. That's good. Adelaide on fire.
That is tough to stop. When you got someone 6'10", 6'11", able to step out like that, knock the three is good recognition from Nate Tomlinson to draw that body contact with a bigger Luke Genscher coming over for help defense.
Not much of a complaint from Luke Genscher. But there is a Genscher factor. In the past 4 games of the regular season, averaged 13 points and 9 rebounds at 60% from the field. And up to that point, he was only averaging 6 points and 4 rebounds at 50%. And he credits that to Joey Wright allowing him to get healthy as the year went on.
Getting his body right has been a key factor for him. He started the last couple of seasons a bit behind the 8 ball with some injuries. This year, Joey's been able to let him get a little bit of time off court during the week to get his body feeling right, especially in this second half of the year, and it's really paid dividends.
Johnson sees the double team, kicks it to Irvin. Oh! Couple of 4-point plays. He was just so confident outside the 3-point line. Gary Irvin at 5 of 9 outside the arc, and they haven't been all wide open looks either. Into the shot clock, guy rushing out at him. And he is just telling Adam Gibson, give me the ball. I told you, after he hit a couple of them.
He is on fire. He is knocking that shot down. He's ready to shoot. He's stepping into it. I didn't think Tomlinson did too much wrong there. He was going out, but he had his feet planted, hands straight up in the air. Possibly a no call.
Tomlinson, tough shot. And Morrison goes down. Let's hope he hasn't rolled his ankle. Him land, but he's still in the game. That's a good sign. I like how Tomlinson, even though he was called for that one, he didn't complain. You know, this is a 3-game series, best of 3, and you got to play it like that. Can't get too emotional on one play.
Good ball movement here by Adelaide. Daniel Johnson with a fadeaway baseline. That's tough. That is tough from Daniel Johnson.
He just cannot guard that. Scott Morrison down low on Genscher. Loses the handle. Here comes Irvin. 36ers have numbers. Irvin has it blocked from behind by Worthington. Tomlinson gets the score. Joey Wright wanted to travel.
Nice take by Tomlinson. Looks like he's pulled up with a bit of a calf problem, though, as he's limping back down the court. May have been 3 steps on that layup, too, if we can go back and have a look at that later in the game. But good attacking there from Tomlinson.
Johnson from long range. Pulled down by Worthington.
Hustle plays.
Good hustle by both teams. Morrison trying to get the referees to wipe that off. We'll get another look, see where he did take 3 steps. Yeah, I think he may have strained that. He's down right now, grimacing, because I thought it might have been kicked, but it wasn't.
And that's the problem in a quick 3-game series. You don't have much time to back up, get the body right. These guys will be back at it again on Sunday. It's not a lot of recovery time, and possibly having to back up on the Tuesday after that.
Golding. Oh, the jam. No help defense there as Adam Gibson played him to the baseline.
Melbourne Tigers bringing this back to 17. They need to get on a little bit of a roll. I'd like to see some extended pressure. They need to start forcing some change-ups here by Adelaide. If they keep letting Adelaide just bring it down, there's no chance of them getting back into this one.
Worthington with some good hands. That's an unsportsmanlike. Joey Wright not at all happy with Adam Gibson. That isn't unsportsmanlike.
Yeah, that's the right call on that one too. Adam Gibson not making a play at the ball, just trying to take Worthington out of the play.
Things getting a little physical here in game one of the semifinals. We'll be back with fourth quarter action. Welcome back. You'd think that Joey Wright would be pretty happy with how his team's going, but 2 in possession. And the Melbourne Tigers are extremely explosive. I'm sure he would like to put this one in the bag as soon as he possibly can.
Well, these are the sorts of plays that can turn a game, aren't they? You've had a turnover at one end, so a missed 2-point opportunity there. They come down, they go to the line for 2 here. They get the ball back, possibly a 3. That could be a 7-point swing. Can't help them get back into this one. They're going to need some help. They're down 17 points. They need something to go their way. This could be the thing that turns it around.
Don't forget to tune in to game one of the semifinal between the Perth Wildcats and the Wollongong Hawks. Check your local guides. Finals series live on Network 10. There's a bit of moisture out on the floor. Both teams agreeing on that, and in a very troubled area.
Yeah, you want that area to be nice, and it has been humid here in Adelaide today, down at court level throughout the course today. It's been pretty hot. These guys are sweating up a storm.
So the lead is 15, and the Melbourne Tigers with an opportunity to take it to 13 or 12 on this possession. See the guys having a little bit of a laugh. No 2 players any more intense than that matchup between Worthington and Petrie. Of course, Gary Irvin wants to get into it. Wants to get into any matchup.
I'd like to see Melbourne run it through some hands here, try and get it to Golding, see what they can do, and they turn it over. That's a tough angle from the top, trying to feed it down low to get it down to Morrison.
Gary Irvin hands it right back. Golding trying to get to the rim. He'll get to the foul line. So Adelaide not making great decisions in the last minute and a half of the game.
And that's what Adelaide did Sunday, allowed Melbourne to get back into the game with turnover after turnover at the start of the quarter on Sunday. And now they look like they've gotten into that pattern here. You don't want to give this team a sniff because Melbourne can light it up, but they're going to need to make these free throws.
Golding trying to get something going after coming out, hitting 11 points as fast as anybody possibly could. Gets 1 out of 2.
Oh, look, I think Adelaide have to slow it down. They need to get the ball, I think, in the hands of Daniel Johnson, who's been pretty hot in this second half, and also Gary Irvin. Let one of those go to work, see what they can do. As another turnover by Adelaide.
Worthington with the jam. The Melbourne Tigers have scored the last 9 points. Crowd starting to get a little eerie. 36ers with 11 turnovers to the Tigers 7. Remember, the Tigers had no turnovers at halftime. Big possession for the 36ers.
Adelaide moving the ball around, taking care of it this time, coming up with a good option. Petrie can't finish off as Melbourne get it again.
Golding tries to find a teammate. Ball is deflected. It'll go with the Melbourne Tigers.
Adelaide choosing to see that one go over. I think when it's a 50-50 like that, you just have to grab it. You can't leave it up to the referee. You just don't know which way they're going to call it on a 50-50.
Golding catches a break. Kind of got caught in the air, nowhere to go. And no angle on a pass. 9 straight points by the Tigers. Tomlinson looking for an interior target. Finds Golding. He's got Rhys Carter all over him. Pull-up jump shot. Oh, short. That looked good.
Did look good too. Melbourne Tigers with all the momentum. Adelaide need to take care of the ball. Rhys Carter for 3. He's been hot tonight.
I'm not sure if that was a great shot in that situation.
I think they could have run a bit more of the clock down, but when you're hot, and he's hot tonight.
He sure is. Come up with one big play after another. Golding gets to the rim and lays it up on a reverse layup. Tigers just hanging in there, but they're running out of time.
Seeing a few guys looking like cramming up. Tomlinson really having trouble with his calves there as he runs back down the defensive end.
Petrie, good catch by Johnson. Tomlinson beats everybody to the ball and then loses it.
Oh, thought Carter was going to launch that one. He was looking for it too. Luckily for the defense, they got out to him. Adelaide running the clock down.
Tomlinson cannot even move. It shows you how reluctant Anstey is to take Nate Tomlinson out.
He wants to keep him in. It looks like Farrakhan might be checking into the game, but Tomlinson really cramping.
What an effort by the Melbourne Tigers. Went on a 9-0 run before Rhys Carter hit a bomb, a questionable bomb at that.
Rhys Carter has been good tonight. His tally, 17 points, 6 of 10 shooting, 5 of 8 from the three-point line.
All right, game 2 of this series, Hisense Arena. And that's live Sunday on 10. Tigers will try and bounce back against the 36ers on their home floor and force this thing into a third game.
I think early at Hisense Arena, Melbourne struggled to get some wins there, but they did start in the latter part of the season find some form at Hisense Arena, so they'll be looking forward to getting home. Familiar surroundings for that game too. They're not out of this one, but it's going to be tough to come back 79-92 with 3 minutes and 9 to go.
It'll be very tough, of course. Check out all the information you need to know on nbl.com.au. for the final series.
I'd really like to see him up the pressure a little bit. Get up the court, full court press, three-quarter court press. They need to do something to change the tempo. They've caused some turnovers, but they need to lift the tempo of this game.
Johnson going left, gets it to Petrie for the jam. 1 second left on the shot clock. Adelaide trying to put the nail in the coffin on the Tigers. Lucas Walker and Petrie getting into it a little bit. That's what you don't want to see. Frustration setting in. The game that looks like it's going to be won by the 36ers.
There's a real good pass there by Daniel Johnson feeding Petrie going to the bucket. Lucas Walker can't respond.
Lucas Walker not happy with the contact that he gets from Johnson after the shot. Lucas Walker probably feels like he's caught the raw end of a couple of physical encounters.
Michael Allen calling some of the players and coaches in just to try and get control back in this game. That was an unnecessary foul there by Daniel Johnson closing out. He got caught, fouled him in the air, and then, as you said, Walker a little bit upset about how the last couple of plays have panned out.
Yeah, he gave him a little bit of a shove after the shot. It was really a mental error. Right in front of the referee. They want the clock to keep ticking. Lead is 14. everything going your way when you're trying to make up a deficit like this in a short period of time. Walker trying to make it 2 out of 3. He gets it.
I think if you're looking at this game, where can Melbourne pick up these points or turn this game around? They've got to get the ball to Morrison a little bit more. He's on 7 points in this game. He's back in the game now, but
Petrie with a sweet reverse layup as Morrison came to contest the dunk.
he needs to impose himself in this game a little bit more. Morrison, as we see Farrakhan pull up for a 3. They need to take some early shots if they're going to get back into this one.
Yeah, you need to roll the dice. You don't want to get close. You want to put yourself in a position to win. And he pulls the trigger early, comes up empty. Irvin gets trapped, throws it to Walker. Good hands by
Good
Schencher.
save.
Carter's got to get one off the back of the iron. Tigers have numbers. Golding. And he lays it up short. Good hands by Schencher. They have saved 2. Farrakhan for 3. Off the back of the iron. Good hustle by the 36ers as the ball just laid on the rim.
Good hands there by Carter. Really put Golding under pressure. I wasn't sure if Schencher's hand went through, but looked like it came up on the outer side of the ring, so it was legal. Farrakhan missing the follow-up 3.
That's what Chris Anstey is complaining about, that Schencher came up through the rim. As the ball's sitting up there, Schencher comes from the outside.
Outside. He did collect the net on the way up, which probably was the thing that caused the confusion there.
Timeout, the Adelaide 36ers. I'm sure Joey Wright will try and get this thing over with as soon as possible. Here's another look at just a little bit short on that. And that's Schencher coming from the outside part on the left-hand side of the rim.
Yeah, a couple of missed opportunities. Golding still probably should have made that layup when you look back at it. Walker possibly could have tipped it in as well. Just not going their way tonight for the Melbourne Tigers on some of those little easy ones. Those missed a couple early through the game. They need to start making those, especially game 2. If we look ahead, they need to make all those little ones.
Well, top scorers in this game have been plenty. We've seen a number of players getting hot and their teammates getting them the basketball. Gary Irvin has been sensational for his 22 points. Rhys Carter, of course, getting hot early in the first half for the 36ers. And Daniel Johnson had his day in the scoring column as well. Golden got hot early. Ballinger came in off the bench and did some damage. And some of the shooting, the stats of the free throws, 2-pointers and 3-pointers, 3-point field goals. In the points department, 45 to 27. That's big.
It is. That 3-point percentage is huge for Adelaide, a team that hasn't shot the ball well, especially probably up to 2/3 of the way through the season from behind the arc. To be shooting at 15 of 30 tonight at 50%, they've done exceptionally well, and that's been mostly at the hand of Rhys Carter, Gary Irvin, Daniel Johnson.
And this is a team where teams were just laying off them completely, daring them to shoot the 3-point shot. Petrie dumps it to Schencher. He can't handle that pass. Farrakhan.
That's a tough pass for a big at that close range. Try and catch it. Oh!
Morrison with the jam. And he looks at Luke Schencher, but probably not a great idea to celebrate too much when your team is down by the margin that they are. Walker knocks it loose. Contact, no call.
Yeah, a bit of contact, let go there. Both guys going for the ball. Walker going hard at it, and probably did get more of the majority of a piece of that one. It looks like he's limping back too.
Both guys going for the ball though. And Lucas Walker is taking his fair share of lumps tonight. A hard-fought battle. by both of these teams. The intensity has been high from the tip.
Melbourne just haven't been able to keep the pace up, have they, throughout the course of this game? Adelaide have just kept on going. Their fitness has been great for this game. They've kept that up. They're shooting above 50%, 52.9 and 50%, whereas Melbourne, not bad. I mean, they're shooting at 47.6%, but Adelaide have just had the better of them in this, probably the last 3 quarters.
Well, we're going to keep reminding you about tomorrow night's game, Game 1 between the Perth Wildcats and the Wollongong Hawks. And like you said, Brett, everybody talking about it, it's going to be a sweep. The Perth Wildcats will not be overlooking the Wollongong Hawks, who have been in just scintillating form. They have shot the basketball well. Their dribble penetration has really created those open shots. They do a great job of spreading the floor, and the Perth Wildcats do a great job of containing dribble penetration, so it should be a great series.
What I'm loving about it as well is that these games are on live across the country, which is great. You can sit there, watch it. Great games too.
How about when the games are back-to-back? Looking at that on Sunday. One game finishes, and if you haven't had enough, well, why would you have enough? It's playoff basketball. It's like watching March Madness. Watching college basketball back-to-back, this is just the same. Playing basketball at a great rate at the intense part of the year, and often it's going to look like you lose, you're out.
Morrison fouled out of the game. He has to impose himself a bit more in game 2. As we said, Gary Irvin, he's had a great night tonight for the Adelaide 36ers. 22 points on the night and 7 assists to chuck in that mix as well. Gary Irvin has been great.
Who's your MVP for the night?
I think the X factor, I think Rhys Carter, he's someone that no one expected to do what he's done. I think you'd be hard-pressed as well to go past Gary Irvin. They've been very, very good.
Sure have. A number of players for the Tigers have stepped up too. Farrakhan, well read by Gary Irvin. Gets all the way to the rim, gets the score. That's big time. That is a man-sized move. Gary Irvin, always tough in traffic as he weaves through, takes the hit, puts it up soft.
Big play by Gary Irvin. What I love is players that are consistent all year long, putting up big numbers, but they can still elevate when they get into the final series. Gary Irvin has been able to do that tonight.
Gary Irvin signaling to his bench that he wants to come out. I would imagine him and Joey Wright clash a bit. 2 alpha dogs there.
I think Gary likes to think he's right on most occasions, so you can imagine that throughout the course, but I know there's a deep mutual respect between the two of them, and that's what Joey's done here in Adelaide. He's got the respect for these players, and that's gone a long way to turning this club around.
Tigers trying to finish on a good note. Ballinger can't pull that pass from Orrin McMillan. Carter. Started by Odyssey. Doesn't want to foul. Carter spinning. Petrie with a bomb outside of 3-point range. This should be the last play. Farrakhan gets on the scoreboard. Kadee will run the clock out. 36ers have been outstanding in Game 1 of the NBL Final Series here in Adelaide. Adelaide Arena has come alive on a great performance by their 36ers. 101-85 over the Melbourne Tigers, who came here to play but ran into the depth of the Adelaide 36ers, who got some great scoring across the board. Gibson with 8, Tees with 9, Gary Irvin with 27 on 9 of 15 shooting from the field. 6 rebounds and 7 assists. I know Rhys Carter had a good game, but Gary Irvin was clearly my most valuable player, and I'm sure quite a few players or people watching the game around the country would agree. He was incredible. Brett Morris with the captain.
Gibbo, you got to be happy with that one. Everyone anticipated a close match-up tonight. You guys controlled the tempo for most of that game.
Yeah, it was a pretty fast pace to start that game. That's how we play all year. They're a bigger team. We didn't think they could keep up that for the full 40 minutes, and I guess we wore them down over time.
Did a pretty good job to get back in control of Golding. He was off to that stellar start in the game, getting the early ones. You cracked down on him.
Yeah, I mean, you can't leave a great player, great shooter like that open. He got 3 or 4 wide open looks in, and he made them. We did a better job as a team after that to find him and not give him open shots.
You must be happy with the way you guys are shooting the ball as well, to shoot it above 50%, and you're knocking down the threes now too.
Yeah, we're definitely shooting with a lot more confidence at the start of the year. We couldn't hit one to save our life, but everyone's stepped up and taking shots with it. Yeah, like a lot of confidence. Rhys Carter, he'd come in with that impact, and everyone's shooting the ball.
Well, good luck for game 2. You guys played exceptionally well tonight. I wish you the best of luck.
Appreciate it, Marzi. Hey, Mackenzie.
Well, they get on the board. 101 points in an extremely tough game under those circumstances. Adam Gibson, not big numbers, but a great leader out on the floor. And Melbourne Tigers leader is out with Brett Marnell.
With a tough one for you guys. You shot the ball well. You didn't turn the ball over, and you still found yourself down by 7-10 points during the course